Hi guys. So we're going to have another first chapter Friday. Hopefully this one will go better than the last one because I decided to be inside this time. So, the book we're going to talk about today is called Amber Brown is Not a Crayon by Paula Danziger. This is a series of books. I believe there are 4 or 5 in the series. And Amber Brown is in 3rd grade in this book. A little further along in the series, she is a 4th grader. So this first series is all about her and her best friend. But then her best friend, Justin, has to move away. So she's not really sure how to take that because they've always been together. So since this is first chapter Friday, I will read you the first chapter, and then hopefully when we're able to go back into the school, you guys can have a chance to check either this one out or one of the other ones in the series. Chapter 1. In just 10 minutes, our entire class is getting on a plane for our flight to China. I, Amber Brown, am one very excited 3rd grader. My best friend, Justin Daniels, is going to sit next to me. Right now, he's sitting at the desk next to me, pretending to be an alarm clock. But all I hear now is a quiet tick-tock, tick-tock, and I'm absolutely positively sure that he has something else planned. We always sit together when our class flies to some faraway place. In fact, we've been sitting together since we first met in preschool, but that's another story. Finding my passport and tickets is not easy because I, Amber Brown, am one very messy 3rd grader. I quickly pull things out of my desk, the book I'm going to use for my report, half a roll of strawberry licorice, my sticker book, 2 headbands, 7 rubber bands, 11 paper clips, 2 workbooks, and finally, my passport and tickets, which I've put in a specially decorated case. I used a lot of my stickers on it. Bzzz! Walk! Justin starts rocking back and forth. I hit him on the head with my passport and tickets. Okay, what are you doing this time? I'm a cuckoo bird alarm clock, and my tail feathers are caught. Justin bobs back and forth. Having Justin Daniels as my best friend sure makes life more fun. So does having Mr. Cohen as my teacher. Get ready to board. Mr. Cohen flicks the lights off and on again to signal the end of one activity and the beginning of another. All the chairs in the classroom are lined up so that it looks like a real plane with aisles to walk down and places for the pilot, co-pilot, and flight attendants. Mr. Cohen is always the pilot. He says that's because he's the only one in the room with a driver's license, but I know the real reason he's always the pilot. It's because he wants to make sure we get where we're supposed to go. Once he let Roger Hart be the pilot, but when we got there, Roger announced that he'd taken us to Disneyland instead of Zaire. So now Mr. Cohen is the pilot all the time, and he picks different kids to be co-pilots and flight attendants. When my turn comes, I want to be a co-pilot. I don't want to have to pass out the little packets of peanuts because some of the boys act so immature, making monkey sounds and stuff. Not Justin, though. He and I spend the time reading Room 3B in-flight magazine. Everyone writes articles for it. We also do the crossword puzzle that Mr. Cohen makes up. Well, actually, to be honest, sometimes Justin makes monkey sounds, too. The class lines up, waiting for our passports to be checked by Mr. Cohen. Hannah Burton looks at the photo on her passport. I hate this picture of me. I don't know why we couldn't just bring one from home. Every time we start studying a new country, we fly there, and every time we do, Hannah complains about the picture on her passport. You look perfectly fine, I tell her, looking at her school picture. We all use our school pictures, except for Brandy Colwyn, who came to school after the pictures were taken. Her passport has a picture that Mr. Cohen took with his instant camera. Hannah shakes her head. I am perfectly good. I just look really terrible in my picture. I choose to ignore Hannah's correction. You know that Mr. Cohen wants our make-believe passports to look like the real thing. Remember when he showed us his real passport? It looked awful, and he doesn't really look that bad. Hannah makes a face and grins. Amber, just because you forgot which day the pictures were going to be taken and your picture looks like you jumped out of bed, threw on any old clothes, and combed your hair with a rake doesn't mean the rest of us don't care about how we look in our pictures. I look at Hannah's picture. Her long blonde hair is perfectly combed with a really pretty multicolored barrette. I look at my picture. Brown eyes, freckled nose, my brown slightly messy hair is held back with 2 bagel-shaped barrettes. I'm wearing normal non-picture taking day clothes. In fact, I'm wearing my favorite things, a very long t-shirt that my Aunt Pamela brought back from a trip to London and a pair of black stirrup pants. Even though it doesn't show, I remember which pants I was wearing. I, Amber Brown, have a very good memory. I don't look bad. So anyway, I forgot that the pictures were being taken that day, even though Mr. Cohen told us a million times, and even though he had written 2 million reminders on the blackboard. So I'm a little forgetful. And Hannah Burton isn't always totally right. I don't comb my hair with a rake. Maybe my fingers sometimes, but never a rake. I like your picture. Justin grins at me. It looks exactly like you. Not just the way you look, but the way you act. You mean messy, Hannah laughs. I want to pull off the stupid little bow that she's wearing on her head. Don't you dare. Justin pulls on my arm. I like the way that Justin usually knows what I'm thinking, and I usually know what he's thinking. Mr. Cohen checks our passports, looks at our boarding tickets, and then Joey Fortunato leads us to our seats. Once everyone is seated, Joey shows us how to fasten our seatbelts and tells us what to do in case of an emergency. Mr. Cohen gets on his make-believe microphone and tells us to get ready for the trip of a lifetime. And off we go into the wild blue yonder. The 3rd grade is on its way to China. All right, so that's the first chapter of Amber Brown is Not a Crayon. If you would like to read more about Amber Brown, you could check out either this book or some of the other books in this series. I know we have all of them at our library. All right. Bye, guys.